What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and the end of 2016 is quickly approaching, which means it's just about that time. It's time to watch the Game Awards. Now, if you are interested in watching the Game Awards, you can head over to thegameawards.com and watch over there, or you can go on YouTube, on Twitch, or even in a VR headset. Pretty much anywhere you want to watch the Game Awards, you can probably find something that's streaming it to your device. However, right now I thought we would sit down, look at some of this year's nominees, and I would give you my thoughts, and then after this video you can go over there and give your 2 cents on the website and vote for whoever you think or whatever game you think deserves the award that it's nominated for. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is the GameAwards.com, and pretty much you can head over here and watch the show. You can check out the rules and the voting and everything in detail about that. You can check out the About section to learn more about the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley. You can also go, like I said, to the latest news, but we're going to be going to the 2016 nominees. So the following games, teams, and individuals have been nominated for creative and technical excellence at the Game Awards 2016. Nominated games have been commercially released to the public before November 24th, 2016. To understand more about the nomination process, voting publications, and rules, please see the rules and voting section. Winners will be revealed live at the Game Awards 2016, which you can watch around the world live on Thursday, December the 1st. Check out the competition this year. Alright, so let's go ahead and start breaking down these awards step by step. So, Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So you've got Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, or Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start from the bottom up here. Uncharted 4 is a great game. It's probably one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 4, and it's definitely one of the best narratives in the Uncharted franchise. That being said, I was a big fan of Uncharted 3. I still think Uncharted 2 is the best. I would probably put this behind Uncharted 2 in the ranking of which ones I liked the most, so I'm not really sure if it deserves Game of the Year, but Titanfall 2 was a fantastic experience. I have videos about this game on my channel if you want to go check those out if you haven't already. But Titanfall 2 had an incredible story that really built on the foundation that the first game did lay down, so that could be in the running if the story hadn't ended so abruptly and really been such a simple kind of experience even on hard. Now that being said, it's a fantastic game, certainly one of the best first-person shooters of the year, but I'm not sure if it deserves Game of the Year. Now, Overwatch. You guys know that I dig some Overwatch. I've put a lot of time into this game, probably more than I have any other game in 2016, and I still want to go back to it. I need to check out that new Symmetra update, and I know they've added a lot to the game, including Sombra, which, that was a big news story for 2016, really, in gaming in general. Then you've got Inside, a game that I have still yet to play, and I'm going to be very transparent with you guys whenever I say that I haven't played something throughout this entire process. I haven't played Inside. I know that it's kind of like the spiritual successor to Limbo since it's made by the same studio, but I haven't played it. I have heard it's very good. And then Doom, this is a game that I'm in the thick of because I bought it on Steam on their Black Friday or Autumn sale, whatever you want to call it, and this game, especially on PC, is absolutely beautiful. That being said, it's probably not Game of the Year material because although the story is very in-depth and does have a lot of lore behind it, it's not a directly engaging story because the focus of Doom is simply on the blood, guts, and the gore. So for Game of the Year, I'm probably going to have to end up giving it to Overwatch. And you're going to say, well, there's no story with Overwatch. Well, there's nothing really in-depth about Overwatch. It's just an arena shooter. You could say this. You could say these things. That being said, there's so much creativity in the character creation and the map design and the lore behind the game and the story that is within the different kinds of character videos that they built up online over the past couple of months. For me, Overwatch wins Game of the Year. So next up, we've got Best Studio / Game Direction, and you've got Blizzard for Overwatch, DICE for Battlefield 1, id Software for Doom, Naughty Dog for Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Respawn for Titanfall 2. Now, as far as, let's see what the description for this one is, recognizing a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Now, for Blizzard here, outstanding creative vision, yes. Innovation in game direction, that's kind of up in the air because it's got a pretty big Team Fortress 2 vibe going on, so I'm not really sure about that. Let's see, DICE, outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction. I could see the innovation in game direction with Battlefield 1 because of the way the story is told, but really this is just another Battlefield game when it comes down to it. Of course, it is in World War I, the technology is different, but it is just simply another Battlefield game. id Software for Doom, outstanding creative vision, absolutely. Innovation in game direction and design. I would say that there is a lot of innovation in the design and the direction, really. Naughty Dog, it's the same kind of Uncharted 4 experience, but I mean, Naughty Dog does it right, so that's definitely in the running. Respawn, outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Outstanding creative vision. I could see this. So what would I give the best studio / game direction to? I'm going to probably end up going with Respawn, actually, because they ended up making Titanfall 2 the sequel that Titanfall certainly deserved, and it pretty much lays the foundation for what is to come with the franchise, if anything does come of it, because I know it isn't selling very well, but I certainly hope that they do make more games similar to Titanfall 2. But as far as the best studio / game direction, I'm going to have to give this one to Respawn, and that's saying a lot, especially when you're against id Software and Naughty Dog. So next up, we've got Best Narrative, and we'll check out the nominees here. Firewatch, Inside, Mafia 3, Oxenfree, and Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Now, I have not played Firewatch. I watched a good bit of it. The experience itself was pretty short of what I understand. Inside, I love the way that they told this story because I did watch some of this on Twitch. I need to go back and play these. But Inside definitely is innovative in the way it tells the story. I'm not sure it's innovative in the story itself because, again, I haven't played it. Mafia 3. Now, this is another one that I've watched the majority of on Twitch, so I kind of know the background of like New Bordeaux and Lincoln Clay and all of that good stuff. So I can kind of understand how this would be a great narrative. Oxenfree, I've heard of this game. I covered it in the drop, I believe, but I don't remember anything about it. And then Uncharted 4, Thief's End, played that one back to front. Loved Uncharted 4. And for me personally, since I really haven't played in-depth experiences with any of these other games, I'm going to have to give my best narrative to Uncharted 4 because it did introduce, spoiler alert, I think that's actually in the back of the box, Nathan's brother, so that's a big thing. And then it did build and kind of finish out the Uncharted franchise while also leaving room for more, if you know what I'm saying. If you haven't played Uncharted 4 and you have a PlayStation 4, I definitely recommend checking that one out, and it definitely gets my narrative, or the best narrative, I would say, since I haven't played these other ones, even though I think Mafia 3 is definitely a good game as well. Alright, so best art direction. Abzu by Giant Squid /505, Firewatch yet again by Campo Santo, Inside by Playdead, Overwatch by Blizzard Entertainment, and Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. As far as I'm concerned, art marks creativity for me, just because, well, hey, I'm a professional because I went through like 5 art classes in high school, so you know what I'm saying. Uncharted 4, it looks too real. We'll go ahead and mark that one out. And, I mean, that is the best insult that you can ever get. Overwatch, art, what is this, art direction? I mean, it's definitely an artful game, so to speak, but it's nothing that hasn't really been seen before. It is definitely an impressive and incredible art experience, though. Inside, I love the style of this game where it's kind of minimalistic, but it still has a lot of detail. Firewatch, it definitely had kind of a Telltale vibe going on almost of what I saw from Firewatch. And then Abzu by Giant Squid is called the spiritual successor to Journey, even though it is not nearly as impressive as Journey was. I guarantee it because I did play through Journey on the PlayStation 4. Fantastic game, by the way. So if I was to go with art direction, I would probably end up having to give this one to Abzu because I have seen some screenshots, I have seen some videos of this one online, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, even though it is made in such a way as to not be a huge haul on the PlayStation 4 system or whatever you might be playing it on. I'm not sure if it came out on multi-platform, but it's definitely worth giving a look. And of course, these are some great competitors here for the art direction category, but for me, I'm giving it to Abzu. Alright, so best music and sound design. Battlefield 1, Doom, Inside, Res Infinite, or Thumper. I haven't heard of Thumper. I believe I did cover it in the drop, but I never heard anything else about it. Res Infinite, I hear it's pretty good. I believe that's in VR, maybe? It's on the PlayStation VR. Inside, I haven't, again, played it, so I don't... That's one of those things with the sound design. You really have to play the game to understand what is going on with it. Doom, the soundtrack, man. that is right up my alley. It's got that hardcore heavy metal kind of riff thing going on. I'm really digging it. Battlefield 1 has fantastic sound design, but for outstanding audio, inclusive of score, original song, licensed soundtrack, and sound design, hands down, I'm giving that one to Doom. Alright, so for my best performance here, I think I'm actually going to kind of not put in my opinion on this one because it's a little bit biased the way they've set up this category, because you have Alex Hernandez as Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3, you've got another person in Firewatch, you've got 2 people in Uncharted, you've got another guy in Firewatch, and another guy in Uncharted. I mean, could we not get a little bit more diversity in this category, perhaps? Now for the Games for Impact Award, I'm going to skip this one as well because I haven't played 1979 Revolution. I have not played Blockhood, Orwell, Sea Hero Quest, or That Dragon Cancer. Now if I had to choose one, I would choose That Dragon Cancer because I know the story behind this game and I know that it's pretty much a guy who makes games and his son got cancer and it's pretty much going through that story, and that's a very deep and emotional thing. But I'm sure this has something to do with Orwellian society because you can see that it's like searching faces and stuff. Kind of got a Black Mirror vibe going on. But it's definitely worth looking into all of these games and seeing what they're all about, but I haven't played any of them, so I have no kind of authority in saying which one should win. Now the best independent game: Firewatch, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside, Stardew Valley, or The Witness. The Witness does not get it for me. I love the art from The Witness. Stardew Valley is definitely in there because it does do a lot right, and I know that a lot of people still enjoy that game. Inside, yet again, another one I haven't played. Hyper Light Drifter, yes, that is a fantastic game. Firewatch by Campo Santo for best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. For me, I'm going to have to go with Hyper Light Drifter. I love the art design, I love the gameplay of this game. It's definitely one that's worth checking out if you have not had the opportunity to do that, and it definitely gets my best independent game of 2016. So next up for the best mobile/handheld game, you've got Clash Royale, Fire Emblem Fates, Monster Hunter Generations, Pokemon Go, or Severed. Now the only 2 that I've actually played on this list are Pokemon Go and Severed. Pokemon Go got kids out, got kids moving, and pretty much took the world by storm, so I will say that. That being said, the player base has absolutely tanked over the course of the past couple of months, so that's worth taking into account there. But then Severed came out on the PlayStation Vita as an exclusive, I think, and then it might be coming to the PlayStation 4 at some point, but I know that it's on Vita right now, and I played this game. It is very, very fun. It's a fantastic experience by Drinkbox, and that is why it gets my best handheld game of the year. Now, as far as the best VR game, I'm actually going to be skipping this one because you have Batman Arkham VR, Eve Valkyrie, Job Simulator, Res Infinite, and Thumper, none of which I have actually played. I am not an early adopter of VR, mainly because I'm in college, and for the most part, I am broke a lot of the time. But for the best action game, you've got Battlefield 1, Doom, Gears of War 4, Overwatch, or Titanfall 2. Now this is a very, very hard category for me because I love me some Battlefield 1. However, if it's for the best games in the action genre focused on combat, Battlefield 1 does nothing new for the combat of Battlefield, so that one's kind of out for me. Doom has some fantastic combat. That being said, is it the best of the year? Has yet to be seen. Gears of War 4 has some fantastic combat because of its cover system, because of the way that you kind of move from a piece of cover to piece of cover, and then you jump out and shoot some bullets and stuff. It's that classic Gears experience with a little bit of a twist. Love me some Gears combat. Overwatch has a very team-oriented kind of combat to it. That being said, I'm not sure it's that complex. Now, Titanfall 2 is going to get my best action game of 2016, and I will tell you why. Within the campaign especially, the combat is highlighted in such a way that I have not seen ever before, because you have a time movement implementation where you can pretty much navigate through time. You jump back and forth between in the past and in the present, and it works simultaneously. Fantastic combat within that. You've also got the wall runs where you can pretty much hang on the wall in multiplayer. There is so much right with Titanfall 2 with the combat that it simply gets my best action game of 2016, hands down. So the best action/adventure game: Dishonored 2, Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter, Ratchet & Clank, or Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. The best action/adventure games combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. I mean, I haven't played Dishonored 2. Now this sounds like a category that this would probably end up winning, and I almost guarantee that it might. Hitman, nah, I'm not feeling Hitman on that one. Hyper Light Drifter, no, it doesn't. Not here. Ratchet & Clank, no, it's not the best puzzle solving in combat. No. Uncharted 4 Thief's End. Let's talk about that. You hang on walls, you traverse things, you climb mountains. There is so much right with Uncharted 4, especially when it comes to the combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. That is a no-brainer for me, Uncharted 4 all the way. The best RPG, Dark Souls 3, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine. I love how a DLC pack is so big that it's nominated for a Game Award. World of Warcraft, Legion, or Xenoblade Chronicles 10 or X. I don't know. I don't play these games. I have played Xenochronicles before. Not my thing. So the best role-playing game. The best games designed for rich player character customization and progression, both offline and online, including massively multiplayer. Ooh. I would probably end up going with Dark Souls 3. That being said, they need to work on their multiplayer because it does not have dedicated servers, of what I last heard. All of that being said, this is the game I've watched the most on stream. I'm a huge fan of Man vs. Game, Welcome to Mankind. You should definitely check him out on Twitch because he does stream Dark Souls 3 whenever he does stream. But this game does a lot of the combat from the franchise justice, and I feel like it definitely adds a lot to the Dark Souls games overall. So for the best RPG, and this is a category that I am not well versed in, I would probably end up giving it to Dark Souls 3 just because of the design and the look of the game and just the way that it does combine offline and online play and the customization and progression. It does a lot right with that, and so that's why it's getting my award. Next up, the best fighting game. Now this is another one that I am not that experienced with. Pokken Tournament is out because people played that for a while and then stopped playing it. Street Fighter V. I heard recently that they're going to be supporting this game until 2020. That is very interesting. King of Fighters, that's 14. Killer Instinct Season 3. Now again, I haven't played any of these because I am not a big fan of fighting games. If I were to give my award though, I would definitely give it to Killer Instinct Season 3 because literally Killer Instinct made a return and there have been 3 seasons of this game since then. And that's pretty impressive for a fighting genre that's been saturated by Mortal Kombat, it's been saturated by the King of Fighters, Virtua Fighter, Street Fighter, a whole bunch of different fighters going on here. And so for Killer Instinct to come in here, add some fantastic DLC and continue on for season after season, that, for me anyway, deserves the 2016 Best Fighting Game. So for the best family game, Dragon Quest Builders, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, Pokemon. Why is Pokemon Go a family? What's the best game appropriate for family play, including toys to life, rhythm, music, dance, and other genres? Hey kids, let's go walk around the neighborhood and play Pokemon Go. Yeah, not feeling it. Ratchet and Clank Skylanders Imaginators. Now, of course, I'm an old-fashioned man myself. I grew up on this Lombax. I grew up on this little robot. I'm going with Ratchet and Clank all the way. Now, that being said, I've heard great things about Dragon Quest Builders. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens combines that humor that Lego games are famous for with the Star Wars movie that came out last year. Pokemon Go is not a family game. Get that shit out of here. And then Skylanders Imaginators, again, it's one of those toys to life things I'm not into. So for me, Ratchet and Clank all the way. Best strategy game, Civilization 6, Fire Emblem Fates, The Banner Saga 2, Total War Warhammer, or XCOM 2. For me, when it comes to strategy games, there is not a franchise that is more iconic than Civilization. And so for Civilization 6 to come out and get the kind of reception that it has, totally deserving of the best strategy game. Best sports/racing game, FIFA 17, Forza Horizon 3, MLB The Show 16, NBA 2K17, or Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. Pretty much you've just got your whole spread of sports. Ooh, Pro Evolution Soccer v FIFA 17. That's a big one. For me, though, as a fan of no sports whatsoever, aside from the occasional racing and the occasional watching of the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime, I'm going to have to go with Forza Horizon 3 because it is beautiful. It does combine that fantastic Forza gameplay that you get from the main franchise with some kind of off-roady fun stuff. And so Forza Horizon 3 is totally earning of the best sports/racing game of 2016. Now the best multiplayer game, Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overcooked, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, or Titanfall 2. This does not get best multiplayer. The multiplayer is an afterthought for me in Titanfall 2. Rainbow Six Siege, definitely up there. Freaking love Rainbow Six Siege. Overwatch. Ooh, that's a difficult one. Overcooked, I have not played it. I have heard good things. Gears of War 4, more of a competitive kind of scene. Not really for me. Battlefield 1, That is also a very good multiplayer game. But for me, the best multiplayer game of 2016, hands down, goes to Overwatch. If not for the gameplay, because of how it took the world by storm when it came out, and it has not relinquished that hold ever since. Now, so for the fans' choice, best esports player, esports team, and esports game, I have no authority in giving any kind of opinion on whatsoever. But there are your nominees. You can take that as you will. Best esports team, again, you can take that as you will. I would vote Cloud9 because that's the only one I know. Best esports game, you've got CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, or Street Fighter 5. Again, I have no authority in any of these, but I have watched a good bit of competitive Overwatch, and it is very, very fun to watch, so I would vote that one. But Trending Gamer presented by Intel, you got Angry Joe Show, Boogie2988, Danny O'Dwyer, Jacksepticeye, or Lyric. Now, for me personally, I love Angry Joe. I don't watch his stuff much. Boogie, that's a very different story. I watch everything he uploads. He has shaped who I am as a person, as a gamer. He has inspired me on YouTube since the very beginning. This man right here is a very, very good man. Danny O'Dwyer, the creator of No Clip, the gaming documentary show on YouTube. You should definitely give that a subscription because he is doing some sweet stuff over there. Jacksepticeye, I have watched maybe 2 of his videos. Lyric, the most famous streamer on Twitch in my opinion. Now for me, it's between Boogie and Lyric. Boogie and Lyric. For me, because of how he has influenced my life and how he has shaped me as a person, Boogie, he's my man. He can't do it, no one can. So for the best fan creation, you've got Brutal Doom 64, Endriel the Shards of Order. Only 2 nominations? People surely made more stuff than that, but Brutal Doom 64 gets it hands down for me because it is so good. It adds so much to that original Doom experience. If you are a fan of the original, you're probably going to enjoy Brutal Doom 64 because it does just take what the original Doom was and modernize it, but still maintain that nostalgia. It is fantastic. And last but not least, the most anticipated game, recognizing an upcoming game that has shown significant ambition and promise in moving the gaming medium forward, must be announced and scheduled for release after December 1st, 2016. God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda, Red Dead Redemption 2, or The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. God of War, very excited for. Horizon Zero Dawn, freaking pumped for. Guerrilla Games has been working hard on that one, and I can definitely see it because, I mean, look at that. It's a robot dinosaur. It looks awesome. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm not a big Mass Effect guy, but I might jump in on this one because this seems like a pretty good place to enter into the Mass Effect world, but I still need to go back and play through that trilogy, especially since I think all of the games are backwards compatible on the Xbox One now. Don't quote me on that. I know a lot of them are. Red Dead Redemption 2, I am moderately excited about, but I know a lot of people are pumped about this one, so it's going to be interesting to see how Rockstar ends up doing it with all these different characters. But of course, for me, the obvious choice for the most anticipated game is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because we've seen gameplay on the Wii U. We are going to be seeing gameplay, supposedly, of the game running on the Switch at the Game Awards this Thursday, so that's going to be fun to watch. But more so, I'm interested to see how this game kind of mingles with the launch of the Nintendo Switch, because obviously the Switch supposedly is coming out in March. Now, hopefully they're going to make more than 5 like they did with the NES Classic Mini, but for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's going to be an interesting kind of rebirth for The Legend of Zelda, and it's going to be an interesting time for Nintendo going forward, and I'm very excited to see where that goes. So for that reason, Breath of the Wild certainly gets my most anticipated game of the near future. So there you guys have it. Those are my picks for the Game Awards 2016. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below, and of course share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Spread the channel out there and spread my face across the internet. Just get it out there. And of course, if you want to watch the Game Awards live streamed, you can go over to thegameawards.com like we were just on. You can go over to YouTube, on Twitch, in VR. There are so many different places to watch this thing. It is absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to check it out this Thursday, December the 1st. But as for right now, I'm going to go watch some Netflix probably. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.